Hi everyone, I am going to be doing a rambling video today, and I also wanted to show you my sweater. It has 4 cats in Halloween costumes. We have a witch, a ghost, a bat, and a cat in a pumpkin, or a jack-o'-lantern. I wanted to make a video with pointers on how to be more positive at work, because I have been struggling a lot lately with staying positive. I don't know if these are symptoms of burnout, but I just don't want to be at work. I love what I do, but lately I just don't want to be there. And I think it's because my workspace hasn't been the most positive, and I'm somebody who absorbs people's energy. So if someone is in a good mood, I'm not in a good mood. If someone is sad, I feel sad. I feel like I need a good break away from work, but it's difficult to do so sometimes because no one is there to take over for me. So what I'm afraid of is that if I go on break, everything's gonna pile up, and when I get back, there's gonna be a lot for me to do, and I really don't want that. So I'm just gonna read off 14 pointers on how to be more positive in the workplace. I feel like maybe you can learn something if this is something that you're also going through. If not, I mean, it's just something to listen to, I guess. So I'm using my old laptop that surprisingly still works, even though it's 6 years old. Okay, so hopefully I can tag the website I'm reading this off of, because it's definitely not my information. It's from a website called bamboohr.com. And so the first way to be positive at work is to develop a strong morning routine. It says, staying positive during the day starts early on. Whatever puts you in a good mood, simply try to do that thing every day. That could mean moving your body in a way that suits you, or eating something tasty to fuel you for the morning ahead. That could be listening to your favorite music or podcasts on your way to work, or make sure to give your loved ones an extra squeeze before they start their day. Those small things really do matter when setting up that positive mindset. It says, weed out the negative and replace it with the positive to make your morning routine serve you. So try to cut out morning habits that cause stress or set the wrong tone for the day, like checking your phone first thing in the morning. I don't check my phone in the morning anymore. I kind of just look at the time and then I get up, but I try not to reply to messages while I'm barely waking up, because sometimes I feel like I'm not really thinking about how to reply properly and I end up saying gibberish. So I don't do that no more. But I do like to listen to music on my way to work, and I usually like having coffee in the morning. I don't try to do that every day anymore, but I mean, that's something that makes me really happy, and maybe that's why I haven't been very happy, because I cut out my coffee. No, but yeah, I do love listening to music, and then while I'm getting ready, I either listen to music or I watch Netflix while it's in the background. The second tip for another way to be positive at work is to practice the art of being grateful. Keep a gratitude journal or make a point to acknowledge things you are thankful for each day. Stay positive at work is easier when you lead with gratitude. Try expressing your gratitude verbally regularly, or carry out random acts of kindness to pay it forward. You'll feel good about yourself while boosting employee morale if you're practicing gratitude in the workplace. So I think that's something I need to start doing, like just kind of be grateful for what I have, because honestly the job I have, not many workplaces give you the amount of flexibility that I get. Like if an emergency happens, I'm allowed to just leave. I can use PTO whenever I please, and many jobs don't allow that. Like almost every job, like you have to give some sort of heads up that you're gonna be leaving at a certain time, or like if there's an emergency they tell you can't go until like certain things are complete or blah blah blah. Yeah, like I can just pick up and go whenever I want if needed, so that's really nice. But I think that's something I'm gonna start doing, like keep a little journal, or just like maybe on my way to work start thinking of at least one thing I'm grateful for that day, or something that happened the day prior. That's definitely something I'm gonna start doing. Number 3, make time for your health. Make your health a priority, both physical and mental health. Exercise, relax, and meditate regularly. It could be as simple as adding in some extra steps and taking the stairs, or booking a gym class that you enjoy. As with most physical activity, you may not be in the mood for it sometimes, but you don't have to strive for perfection. Little and often works best. You should also try to maintain a healthy diet, stay properly hydrated, and try to get enough sleep. Health and having a positive mindset go hand in hand. The more you look after yourself physically, the better you will feel mentally too. That is so true. I started, I don't know if I mentioned this in another video, but I recently bought myself a treadmill, and I try walking and running on it, and I try to do at least 2 miles whenever I'm on it. I've been mostly doing 2 miles, 3 miles at a time. My back feels so good. Right now my knees kind of hurt, and I think it's just because of the fact that I have a sitting job. So like this random burst of exercise is kind of like hurting my knees. So I'm hoping that with time it'll go away. But yeah, like exercise is a really good way to just like get the stress out of your body. Number 4, stay curious and keep learning. It could be a personal interest or a skill at work. Continuous learning can help you be more positive. This is because it helps the brain create new neural connections. Learning new skills is also a great way to improve your cognitive abilities. I love learning, so it's not something I have to worry about. Number 5, rest your mind and let your spirit catch up. It's too bad people don't actually come with batteries included, because that way we would know when we absolutely must recharge, as it is far too often we keep going until we're burned out. Take regular breaks throughout your workday, and when you're really lagging, use your vacation days. Giving yourself a chance to recharge will make you more productive and help you in staying positive. I feel like I do need to take a break from work. The thing is, like I said, if I take a break, I'm gonna come back to more work, so it's something that is gonna be good and bad for me. Number 6, maintain a healthy balance. Make time for the most important people in your life, namely your family and loved ones. If your personal life is in order and your relationships outside of the workplace are healthy, it'll spill over into your job in a good way, but keep in mind that the opposite is also true. Never overlook the importance of a healthy work-life balance. That's super duper true. If you start mixing your work life and your personal life, it can get pretty exhausting. Like, it's important to know when it's time to shut off your work and relax. I used to have a job where I was basically on the clock 24/7. And let me tell you, within a year, I was done. Like, I couldn't attend family gatherings. I was just so mentally exhausted because it felt like every hour of my day had something to do with work. It sucked. So yes, it's very important to know when it's time to shut off your work things and, do your own stuff. Number 7, unlock the power of workplace connections. Make sure you start every office friendship on a positive note. Don't try to relate with someone over something you hate. Look for similarities in your interests outside of work and go out of your way to offer positive affirmations for your work colleagues. When you approach your coworkers with kindness and generosity, they'll likely do the same. This can contribute to the overall positive company culture. Workplace friendships not only help maintain work positivity, but also help with employee engagement too. That's also true. And I like that it says, don't try to relate with someone over something you hate, because this is one of the things I know I need to fix about myself. I have a work relationship with people that involve like hating things together. Like, I hate this. I do too. And even before I read this, I knew that wasn't healthy, because almost every day we're talking about something that we hate, and I feel like that relates to why I feel the way I feel, like just negative all the time. I know that's something I have to change, and I do plan on changing that. Number 8, break free from toxic people. As you're developing friendships with co-workers, gravitate towards people who help you stay positive. You should be friendly with everyone, but be careful that you don't spend most of your time with those who are gossipy or disgruntled. They may start to wear off on you, sending you into a spiral of negativity. Oh my god. That just hit the problem on the head. I don't want to go into too many details, but that's definitely something I can relate to. If someone is very negative in your workplace and they love to talk about people, that will mentally start to affect you. That's all I gotta say about that. Number 9, make it yours. Personalize your space. It may only be a small touch, but your environment influences you, so don't be afraid to personalize your workspace. Surround yourself with things that make you happy, such as photos or movie memorabilia that can help promote that positivity at work. Otherwise, try to convince those above to encourage personalization in shared spaces. Photos from team events, awards on display, or decorative touches can help encourage some positivity. So true. I have photos, I have cute colorful things around my desk space, and it does make me happy. Number 10, empower your mind, navigate your emotions. A huge part of cultivating a positive mindset is managing your thoughts and emotions. This comes down to how you perceive things. Thinking about how much you must do can make you feel overwhelmed before you even started. Taking action, even if it's small, reduces negative feelings as it lets you gain some control of the situation. Break up projects into smaller tasks and work on the tasks individually, crossing them off as you go. Write things down either on paper or on a computer. This will help to improve focus and organization. Decide how you're going to react to a situation ahead of time. Think of it as having plenty of opportunities to prove yourself in your workplace. There will always be meetings or clients who increase your workplace stress, but if you decide ahead of time to keep a positive attitude at work and not let them get to you, you're more likely to achieve that. Put yourself in the driver's seat, not your emotions. I love that. 11. Focus forward, set goals you can achieve. One key to staying positive is to set achievable goals. If your goal isn't realistic, you'll always feel behind, like you're failing. Make sure you're being realistic with your expectations for yourself and set smaller, tangible goals to work towards what feeds into the bigger picture. For example, if you're at a junior level, having a goal to be the CEO within 6 months is unrealistic. Instead, work on smaller goals that could help you work towards your ultimate goal. Those could be increasing productivity, improving communication skills, or expanding professional networks, for example. Number 12, unleash your power, focus on what you do best. You were hired for your job because there are certain things you do well. One of the ways to remain positive is to focus on those things and keep your head up. One of the ways to remain positive is to focus on those things and keep your head up. You can maybe remind yourself that you're the person people go to if they need support with something tricky, or that you were asked for by name by a client. From that place of confidence, you should select 1 or 2 weaknesses at a time to work on. Making small improvements over time as you lean on your strengths is a great way to stay positive at work. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. 13. Dare to dream, embrace your creative spirit. Creating something, whether it be a piece of art or an innovative HR solution, can help you feel satisfied in your abilities. When you're creating something that improves the wider organization, I think they had a typo. When you're creating something that improves the wider organization, everyone will benefit. Others will be grateful for you, you'll be grateful for their accolades, and they'll be grateful for your positivity at work. Number 14, be open to optimism. Transparency and assuming the best actually strengthens relationships. 15. Celebrate the small things. While some naturally have an optimistic personality, it's possible to train your brain to look on the bright side. One way to do this is to practice celebrating small victories. The science of celebration is clear. Recognizing your accomplishments improves confidence and self-esteem, boosts your mood, and even leads to more success down the road. It's funny because the article says 14 ways to be positive at work, and then it lists 15 things. What in the world? Okay, I'm gonna stop there because my laptop is running out of battery. But yeah, I like some of the points that it had, especially the one about like not overwhelming yourself by creating smaller tasks. And if you know something's going to overwhelm you, be prepared for it, so that way you can handle it a little bit better. I was actually writing those tips down so I can I feel like I memorize better when I'm writing notes down. So I was hoping to write all of them down, but I stopped at 6 because my hand was hurting. But yeah, I hope you learned a little something if you're also dealing with, some work negativity. Like the article said, it's very important to take breaks and use your vacation days. Sometimes people like to brag that they don't take any vacation and they're just all about work, work, work. But as someone who did that one year, I did not get a raise. I did not get a cookie. I did not get applause for doing that. All I got was headache after headache, ugly eye bags because I wasn't sleeping very good, stress on top of stress. You don't win a prize for overworking yourself, okay? Unless your work tells you, hey, if you do all of this stuff, we will give you a fat raise. Unless they're telling you that, don't kill yourself over trying to do more than you should be, because let me tell you, 2 years ago, I was that person, and I would cry. I would cry sometimes because I was just so mentally tired, mentally and physically, because my job was pretty physical. It involved organizing events, putting them putting them together, hiring people, making sure they were doing their job. It was just a lot of supervision, organizing, and like I was telling you guys earlier, I felt like I did not have a weekend fully off to myself. There was always something involving work, and I'm old enough now and I've had enough experiences to where I'm able to tell younger people not to be like me, because it's just sometimes it feels like we're killing ourselves over nothing. Like, work is not that serious. And like I said, if they're not telling you, if your bosses are not telling you that they're going to give you a raise if you do exceptional work and beyond, just don't do it. Sometimes we set ourselves up to be, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Sometimes we create our own expectations, and then when they're not fulfilled, we're let down because we created this thing that's not even real in our head. Like, in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, my bosses are gonna think I'm so great, like I'm gonna get a really good raise. No, they think I'm great, but I didn't get anything out of that. Like, compliments don't do very much. They don't pay the bills, but I mean, they make you feel good for a minute or two, you know. But yeah, like, it's, I don't know, maybe someone thinks differently than me, and that's totally fine. It's just for my experiences and my job where I'm at, it's just best to just do what you're asked to do and keep it at that. Because yeah, like, today I have a really big headache, and what do I get out of that? Nothing. I'm not gonna get an extra dollar for, you know, doing extra work or caring more about caring, you know, too much or anything. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something with this video, and I hope everybody is okay and enjoying this beautiful spring. As you can see, the sun is shining right now.